In today's Let's State the Obvious, analysts are officially saying that there is no chance for Thor Love and Thunder to hit $1 billion. It's almost like everybody's looking at the same numbers and going, yeah, it can't possibly do it because the last film didn't do it, which made more money quicker. So when it's all said and done, we don't even know if Thor Love and Thunder will live up to Thor Ragnarok in terms of box office. There is a chance it does pass it. Again, we just don't know. It's all going to depend on this third weekend and then going into the fourth one, because by the time we get to the sixth and seventh week, it's more or less already, well, dead and on its way to Disney+. But of course, what we're seeing is that Thor Love and Thunder is underperforming, especially in the United States. Worldwide, it's doing about as expected, but a lot of people were saying there was a chance this could go to $1 billion because of one reason or another, the fourth film in the franchise. But again, just looking at it, and I remember us talking about this film going into it. I can't remember if it was a members topic or not, but Thor just doesn't have the power. Like, that much is clear, right? Even Doctor Strange, which was pulling in multiverse and mystery behind it, Thor, the marketing started way too late. A lot of people were just saying, oh, it's another Thor film, okay. And a lot of people were already saying they didn't like the last one because it went too comedic. And then this one, they were looking at it, and for one reason or another, they just weren't, I guess, into it as much. Again, it's whatever, but there's a couple reasons you can also attribute to this. Obviously, a big one that everybody's brought up that's a major factor is what's happening in a couple countries. Obviously, war and restrictions and all that are a major factor, and delayed releases in some international markets. But that, again, all isn't going to make up, even if it's, let's say hypothetically, they open up in these territories suddenly. You can watch this film wherever. It's not going to matter. It's still not going to hit $1 billion because Thor, quite obviously, isn't as big as Doctor Strange or Spider-Man or even some of the other characters that people were looking at for potential billion-dollar franchises that, well, did manage to hit it, right? Like, this film has been compared many times already to Captain Marvel. And why isn't the fourth Thor film doing as good as Captain Marvel? Well, if you look at the analytics and what they thought was going to happen, what they thought was going to happen didn't happen. More than 50% of the audience they thought was going to be women going to this film to see Chris Hemsworth. It's now being reported 56% were in fact males. Women just didn't apparently turn out to see this film. So who knows? I think, again, end of the year, when we get those big breakdown reports of financials from like Deadline, Variety, and all those, there's going to be some interesting stuff in there. And I think we're going to look back at Thor and go, what happened with this film? And certainly people are going to throw blame around at everything. It's them pushing this agenda or that agenda or doing this or that. But at the same time, we could apply that to any other MCU film recently, Doctor Strange, and go, well, why didn't it affect this one, right? So I think there's something more going on here. I'm personally going to blame it on, one, Thor. Look, I'm going to see it, of course I am, right? I'm the fan that they're targeting. But there's still many people that are going, Thor, right? It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. People, not their favorite character. But there's also a good amount of people that just, the marketing, again, the marketing for this film to me was problematic. Starting it literally like 6 to 7 weeks before the film released, Marvel Studios cannot just sit back and go, we're Marvel Studios, nothing's gonna stop us, billion guaranteed. No, this film should have had a trailer like 8 months before release, so people get the hype. You can't use the same marketing cycle you used for Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and Avengers for everything, because Thor clearly isn't as big as those. It's, at the end of the day, they did it to themselves.